Hey folks, and welcome to Greg's Golf Shack. I'm out here in the studio working on a set of clubs. I actually had a lesson with one of my clients recently. Good golfer. We were refining his swing, but we determined that shortening his golf clubs might be a little bit more appropriate for his setup position and for ball striking. So I've got his full set of clubs, all 14, that I'm cutting down to measurements that we determined would be best suitable for him. And it just got me thinking that I wanted to talk to you folks about the impact of the length of our golf clubs. I realize when I think back to some of the clinics I've taught, some of the people I've been teaching, if they're beginner golfers, sometimes they don't understand the impact of the length of clubs. They're using hand-me-downs or something off the shelf, and it's really important to have a golf club length that suits you and your stature. Now, this isn't a video about the details of club fitting and bending lie angles and all these kind of things. This is just the very general idea of the length of golf clubs and how it can impact your contact position. All right, let's have a look at a standard length golf club. So this is a 7-iron. Standard length for a 7-iron is about 37 inches. And it might be 37.5 inches if it's a graphite shaft. They do that for swing weight reasons. Again, I don't want to get into the details with that, but I am 6 foot, just over 6 foot, maybe 6.5 inches or so, and standard length works for me, where you can see if I'm in my golf posture, that club sits nicely on the ground and everything just feels really good. If I was a few inches shorter, for example, you can see that if I just sort of bend my knees to be shorter, that club pushes away from me, and look how the toe comes up off the ground because I'm maintaining that posture. Now this means someone who's a shorter stature will have this toe up off the ground, makes it very difficult to have good contact in the middle of the face. Not only that, because the clubs are a little bit too long for them, it results in a flatter, more horizontal swing plane. This can make it a little bit difficult for good contact, and the ball is generally a little bit too far away. Now on the other end of the spectrum, if you're a bit too tall for the clubs, then I'm just going to get up on my toes here. You can see how the standard length club kind of pulls inwards a little bit and the toe is down. The heel is up off the ground. This makes it, again, difficult to have a good strike through contact. And if you're taller with a standard length set of clubs, your swing plane ends up being a little bit steeper so you can get the club down to the ground. So that's why it's important to have a club length that's appropriate for you personally. As I mentioned, I teach a lot of clinics, even some ladies' clinics. Perhaps they're using their husband's old clubs and they happen to be 3 inches too long for them, making it difficult to work on the golf swing. In the end, you might have a great golf swing, but if you're struggling with your golf game, it could be the length of your golf clubs. Maybe it's time to see a club fitter or someone who can measure you and cut those down to the appropriate length. Now, if you're curious, or if you're a hobbyist and want to modify your own clubs, there's lots of different charts you can find online to look up what is the suitable club length for your height and also your wrist to floor measurement. Now, these aren't always just the perfect scenario. It's good to get fitted to find out how you personally, your stature, your posture, all these things are suited for your club length. But that's the general area that they like to cover to determine how long a club should be for you. Something worth looking into. I hope the tip helps. Please like, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time on Greg's Golf Shack.